Should I choose butter or margarine? That's one of the most common questions I get when it comes to fats. I'm Buck August, a dietitian and diabetes educator with Enloe, and I'm here to talk about fats. So when it comes to choosing butter or margarine, one of the biggest things to consider is the saturated fat content. Foods like butter and ice cream, cheese, and fatty meats tend to have a lot of saturated fat. In this butter, a serving has 11 grams of fat, and 7 grams of that fat is saturated. So it has quite a bit of saturated fat. And the reason why we care about that is that saturated fat will tend to raise cholesterol levels, and that's been shown to not be great for our heart health in the long run. So what do you choose instead? We go for unsaturated fats. So foods like olive oil, canola oil, soybean oil, those are all lower in saturated fat. And these days, margarines are often made with those fats instead. Soybean oil, canola oil, sometimes olive oil. They used to take those liquid oils, like canola oil, they would add hydrogen to it to make it into a solid. That was like Crisco or the imperial sticks of margarine, and that created what they called trans fats. And those are really bad for our heart health and really bad for cholesterol levels. Manufacturers aren't allowed to use those trans fats anymore. So instead they use things like palm oil and coconut oil to make the margarine more solid. So this is some coconut milk. This is a light one, so it's kind of lower in fat. There's 5 grams in a serving, but of those 5 grams, 4 of them are saturated. So coconut or palm has a lot of saturated fat. It's a little bit different than the saturated fat found in butter. It seems to not have quite the same detrimental effects. So when you're trying to decide, should I choose butter or margarine, consider the saturated fat content. You can look at the fats that are, in the margarine. And regardless of whether you choose the butter or margarine, generally speaking, you're going to want to go easy on them. More often, try to choose things like olive oil, maybe canola oil. Some people are even using avocado oil these days for cooking. And we know that those have a lot of unsaturated fats and they're very good for your heart health. At Enloe Medical Center, your health is our top priority. We're here for you. Let's all stay healthy at home together.